Welcome to The Explainer. Ever wondered what the deal is with all the different legal titles in India? Let's break it down.
You've heard all these terms, right? But believe it or not, they aren't interchangeable. Let's get into it.
Okay, so a lawyer is the starting point. They've got the degree, but they can't actually argue in court yet. And a barrister? Well, that's just someone who got their law degree from England. Same deal, no court access yet. This right here is the most crucial distinction you need to remember. So, how does a lawyer level up? It's a whole three-step process to get that license to practice. This is the journey from student to professional.
So an advocate is basically a lawyer who's officially licensed to actually stand up and represent you in court.
And the whole thing is regulated by one body, the Bar Council of India. They set all the rules.
But the journey doesn't stop there. For seasoned pros, there are even more distinguished titles to aim for.
Now this is a big deal. It's an honor, not just a title. They even wear a special gown.
And yet, the criteria are super strict. We're talking decades of practice to get this kind of recognition.
Now, if you want to file a case in the Supreme Court, you need a very specific type of advocate.
They're called an advocate on record, or AOR. Think of them as the gatekeepers to the country's top court.
What's really interesting here is the training. You have to train for a full year under an experienced AOR.
Okay, so that's private practice. But who represents the government? I mean, they need their own team, right?
Right. If you sue your neighbor, that's private. But a crime against society, that's when the state's lawyer steps in.
And depending on the case, criminal or civil, the government's lawyer has a totally different title and job.
At the very top, you have the main law officers for the central and state governments. These are huge appointments.
The Attorney General isn't alone, though. They're backed up by the Solicitor General, the country's second law officer.
So all these different advocates work within India's three-tiered court system. It's kind of like a pyramid.
And each title has its own turf, from local courts all the way up to the Supreme Court.
So now you know the titles, but that's just the start. The real question is how they all work to uphold the law.